see the highlights. Parliament approves a proposal to borrow up to 500 million euros, approximately 2 trillion Uganda shillings, to finance part of the current financial year budget. Petroleum Authority of Uganda emphasizes the need for responsible resource development. Government of Uganda signs a site evaluation service contract of the Buyende 8,400 megawatts nuclear power plant. And the Central Corridor member countries commit to foster a greener, efficient and faster corridor. Sit tight, it's time for business. In our first report, Parliament has approved a proposal to borrow up to 270 million euros from African Exim Bank and 230 million euros from the EcoBank to finance the current financial year budget. The move shall see a higher shift in the country's debt, says Matia Kasaija, Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Take a look.
Despite the tail end of the financial year, the Minister presented two loans to Parliament that are to finance the running financial year 2024-2025.
My Ministry has now concluded negotiations for the euro 500 million, approximately shillings 1,982.65 billion, to finance these approved expenditures from external sources.
The euro 270 million from the African Export and Import Bank and euro 230 million from the EcoBank are to be used in clearing expenditures in the Treasury and to finance government obligations.
While the additional euro 230 million is to finance the supplementary expenditure schedule number 3 approved by Cabinet and later Parliament on the 12th of March 2025 for financial year 24-25.
Despite the implications, the move shall see a higher shift in the country's debt.
The loan will slightly increase our current debt stock, as at the end of June 2024, the total public debt stock stood at US dollars 25.55 billion, increasing from US dollars 23.6 billion as at the end of 23.
Some members of Parliament disagreed on the loan's approval, citing how the process is done at the eve of the financial year.
The system of Uganda closes on the 15th of the month. So from now you have only 14 days. Even if you borrow 2, the arrangement time for the money to be wired from wherever to Uganda's Bank of Uganda account can, unless he went, got the money, borrowed it, he had it here, and that's unconstitutional.
The minister should have given a justification why there was a delay in the planning.
Other MPs, including Remiaga County MP Sechikubo Theodore, questioned the line ministry to present the cost of the loans and documentations of proper absorption of the funds.
We are having in new conditions, as I was listening in to the minister. The management fee, the agency fee, the commitment fee.
Minister of Finance, you see here, trying to borrow this amount of money, must first ascertain that he has capability to absorb the money. Because
the year is ending, the suppliers, the debtors are demanding for the money. So really, Honorable Kivumbi, it is not money which we have cham. No, this money is...
This was followed with a marathon procedure that did not allow the House to debate what was described as a critical and urgent loan request.
To enable this House debate this matter and consider the rule, the motion for to borrow without necessarily referring it to the committee.
In favor, say the contrary, nay. Ayes have it.
The Thursday plenary ended the fourth session of the 11th Parliament as the MPs prepare to receive the State of the Nation address on 6th June 2025. Lydia Chomkama and Gloria Gutabinji, Parliament.
President Yoweri Museveni has been hailed for his transformational leadership, which has strengthened Uganda's economy and empowered communities across the country. This was during the two-day event in Kampala, dubbed Musevenomics. We have more.
Taking stock of the President Museveni's and the NRM government's achievements over the decades has brought together participants from all walks of life for a moment of reflection and dialogue. The two-day event, dubbed Musevenomics, is focusing on value addition and industrialization and the cost of doing business in the country.
The last 10 years, I have led a mission called OWC. It has not been a very easy mission because we are told to go and look for people who have never touched money. 68%. We struggled with inputs, with coffee, with tea, with all those inputs over that period. And statistically, they say we were able to reduce the people outside the money economy from 68% to about 39%. And recently, I hear even the poverty levels have gone even lower.
Speaker after speaker lauded President Yoweri Museveni for initiating and championing transformative projects that continue to impact Uganda's economic trajectory. Dr. Muhumuza Fred was the keynote speaker and was tasked with unpacking the concept of Musevenomics.
There was economic recovery program. Most people remember 2 zeros were cut off and 30% was taken. But what was the gist? What was the economic policy principle that was being followed in those aspects? You had inflation, you wanted to change the currency, you wanted to raise some revenue as well to support the same people. There was a coffee stabilization tax. We all remember 1994, many people may not remember that. But because of the spike in the coffee prices, there was an introduction of coffee stabilization, mainly to protect.
In his remarks, the Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda, Professor Augustus Nuwagaba, emphasized the need for economic independence for sustainable development.
Have you taken agreement with President Trump that he must look for your sick people? How can you really reason like that? That somebody, another person is going to look for your own sick people? What kind of naivety is that? We must thank President Trump. And me, I supported him even in the first elections, because he's telling you, he's making you awaken that you must take responsibility of your own actions.
Norbert Mao, the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, emphasized the importance of nationalism and patriotism, especially in navigating the trials and tribulations facing the nation.
I believe that all of us here are true believers in the future potential of Uganda. Whether we achieve everything we are talking about in our lifetime or not, our belief should be the common denominator bringing us together based on what is in our heart: love for our country, love for our fellow human being.
Musevenomics refers to the ideological definition and understanding of a special blend of capitalism, liberalism, and socialism as practiced by the NRM government under the stewardship of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Now, as Uganda advances its oil and gas agenda, key principles such as human rights, environmental sustainability, and equitable benefit sharing remain non-negotiable. This is according to Ernest Rubondo, the Executive Director, Petroleum Authority of Uganda, who emphasizes the need for responsible resource development.
Uganda's oil and gas sector is currently developing the upstream and midstream segments with a huge investment portfolio ranging between $15 billion and $20 billion before commercial production. With oil production in the horizon, concerns over human rights of project-affected persons, PAPs, and host communities are gaining momentum.
That there are instances where the business, social, and human rights perspectives of the industry and civil society have actually differed. Although this differing has sometimes been due to limited opportunities for dialogue and shared understanding, we must admit that there are also cases where we have thought that deliberate misinformation, especially on aspects related to human rights, has come through.
Human rights activists are urging government authorities and licensed oil companies to walk the talk in order to ensure the oil resource improves livelihoods while upholding human dignity.
Issues of human rights have continued to appear. Some of them have happened, we have raised them and they have been solved. But of course, as the sector joins the production stage, there are others that are staged, because the production stage is the most active part of the sector, where you have quite a lot of activities running. Currently we are in field development, where you have a lot of labor force, a lot of opening of land, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of construction, and human rights issues, of course, continue to come up.
Over the years, government of Uganda has put in place regulatory frameworks and oversight mechanisms to ensure compliance with its human rights obligations. However, emerging risks, some unanticipated, are now surfacing, and these require urgent attention as the sector continues to expand.
When you talk about pollution, you are trying to manage pollution. When you manage pollution, you are managing the impact of pollution to the human rights. When you manage the noise, to ensure that your activities, the noise generation, does not affect the people, you are managing human rights. When you are ensuring that you are doing water monitoring, to ensure that the water is not contaminated, and if it is, what are the remedies? You are managing human rights.
So far, over 2,875 grievances have been registered in the project, of which 2,818 have been resolved, translating into 98% resolution rate. Most of these grievances are related to land acquisition, for example, assessment, valuation, and compensation of affected assets.
I think we agree there's been progress. There's been progress, and we shall continue to make progress. The sentiments I picked from the conversations, there's commitment and commitment on all sides.
Dennis Igoa for UBC.
In more news, government has made major strides towards diversifying its energy sources by signing a contract for the evaluation of a nuclear power plant site in Buyende district. The project is expected to generate 8,400 megawatts upon completion. Take a look.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has signed a contract with Korea National Hydro and Nuclear Power Company Limited to support site evaluation for Buyende nuclear power project. The milestone advances Uganda's efforts to harness nuclear energy for peaceful and developmental purposes.
With our current trajectory, even if we exploit every drop of water, every sun ray, and every gust of wind, we will still have a shortfall. This is where the transformative potential of nuclear energy, contributing about 24,000 megawatts, comes into play.
Dr. Ruth Nankabira says the government is finalizing the acquisition of 30 square kilometers of land in Buyende district for the project, which is expected to contribute 8,400 megawatts to Uganda's long-term energy strategy.
Currently, the ministry is in the process of acquiring about 30 square kilometers of land for this project in Buyende. The Buyende nuclear power project is a major step towards achieving our energy goals, and this contract signing ceremony for the site evaluation is a testament to our government's commitment towards our cooperation.
The Korean ambassador to Uganda says the project will strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries and drive economic development for Uganda.
The signing of this contract marks significant milestone in our bilateral relations and represent an important step for Uganda in its effort to enhance energy security and drive economic development.
Residents of Buyende will benefit from the project through improved infrastructure and job opportunities, with 30% of the work expected to be carried out by local staff.
This project will attract support infrastructure customers such as roads,
transmission lines, monitoring stations, steering centers, among others, that will be implemented by the different line ministries.
With this partnership, Uganda moves closer to realizing its vision of becoming a regional energy hub and ensuring energy security for future generations.
Now in more business news, 15 Makerere University students have been selected for specialized training in Industry 4.0 skills. The program, supported by UNDP, aims to transition learners into makers, shifting Uganda from a consumer of foreign technologies to a producer of homegrown innovations. Dennis Segoa reports.
The United Nations Development Programme Uganda, Makerere University and Luera Electronics initiative marks a major milestone in Uganda's drive to localize technology production, create jobs and contribute to inclusive economic growth for years to come.
Trainings of this kind are very important in that you bring out graduates with the relevant skills who are market ready to go into the industry and manufacture and produce services that are required to solve the global challenges of the day. Many countries, in the Oriental countries in Asia, have done this.
Alone is not enough. We must ensure that what is made in Uganda is also bought in Uganda. Therefore, I call upon government to fully implement the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda global policy. Products like computers, calculators, smart devices manufactured by our own young people right here at the Uniport should be the first choice for public sector procurement. This is more money in the hands of the innovators.
The 15 selected innovators from Makerere University will undergo 6 months training led by Luera Electronics, a company committed to empowering African innovators and startups to create solutions for local challenges.
And we envision by the end of this program, we shall have 4 products that have been designed by local engineers, and they'll be manufactured after the program.
How long is the program?
The program is going to last 6 months, and the first 3 months more of the skilling, sitting down with these people, teaching them the design tools. Then the rest of the 3 months will be more of hands-on.
Speaking virtually at the launch in Makerere University, Monique Musenero, the Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, offered key guidance to the students as they embarked on the transformative journey. Industry 4.0 program is a game-changing initiative that embraces the fourth industrial revolution. It transitions young Ugandans from learners to active makers and innovators.
Because of this opportunity, the manpower which we have, the brain power which we have in Africa is going to be tapped into, and we're going to gain the practical skills necessary to make Uganda possibly the China of Africa, or to make us the next Silicon Valley.
Dennis Igoa for UBC.
In our corporate news, Absa Bank Uganda has rolled out a new customer campaign, Play Your Cards Right, which will reward 14 lucky winners with cash prizes totaling 200 million Uganda shillings. Running from June to August 2025, the campaign is open to all Absa debit and credit card holders. Take a look.
Beyond rewarding customers, Play Your Cards Right campaign is also aimed at encouraging greater adoption of secure, fast and convenient digital payments. Each monthly winner will receive 10 million shillings split between debit and credit card usage, making a total monthly prize pool of 40 million shillings.
Play Your Cards Right is a campaign of celebrating this progress, but also reflecting that the journey we are on in digital banking will be rewarding you for every time you transact, and I would urge you to continue transacting with our customers. And let's create a new journey together. I look forward to hearing stories of winning, of stories of triumph, stories that will be changed by this campaign. And I must tell you, just simply play your cards right, and that 10 or the 40 million shillings could be yours.
In the recent years, credit and debit card usage has increased exponentially in Uganda, a trend driven by the modern customers' evolving and increasingly digital lifestyle.
As a bank, convenience has become a lifestyle. As a customer, wherever you are, you want to be able to transact in a simple way possible. And at ABSA, we know that this customer who is in today's world demands a few things from us. We want to give them banking which is effortless, which is convenient, affordable wherever they are.
According to the Bank of Uganda's 2023 Financial Stability Report, the value of debit card transactions reached 561.5 billion shillings with over 3.8 million active debit card users. Credit card usage is also on the rise, with transaction values hitting Uganda shillings 30.9 billion from nearly 10,000 active credit cards.
With a card, if you're a business, and I'm talking about credit, we've recently launched the business credit card, and this has definitely changed the landscape for our SME and business customers. They no longer need to use their little cash to make the daily payments.
As of December 2024, Absa Bank Uganda recorded an 18.5% growth in card payment volume, outperforming the market average of 11%. Dennis Gore for UBC Business.
On the regional scene, the Central Corridor member countries concluded a 3-day high-level stake-on meeting in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, focused on enhancing trade, transport, and sustainability in the region. The stakeholders' consultative meeting is an annual strategic platform that fosters coordination, innovation, and measurable progress among the 7 member states. The RU spoke to James Mawa, the team leader, Stake-on Uganda.
Uganda has reaffirmed its commitment to leveraging the Central Corridor to reduce transport costs and improve trade competitiveness for its exports and imports.
Uganda is leveraging the Central Corridor for its competitiveness by ensuring that transport infrastructure is developed and the non-tariff barriers are removed so that there is seamless movement of traffic along the corridor to minimize things like the transit time so that shippers can be able to transport their goods to Uganda within reduced time and cost.
During the annual stakeholders consultative meeting, the team lead and chairperson Stake-on Uganda explained that Uganda is currently investing in infrastructure aimed at enhancing connectivity to the Central Corridor.
Some of the investment of infrastructure that are being considered include modernization and development of Port Bell, which is the receiving port in Kampala. Then there is also consideration of developing ships which can carry containers, and also considering rehabilitation of the Kampala goods shed, which is under Uganda Railways, to be able to have storage facilities and container stacking areas.
Over the 3 days, the meeting offered insights, alignment and action towards a greener, faster and more connected Central Corridor. The participating countries expressed unwavering commitment to shaping a more connected, efficient and environmentally sustainable corridor. The stakeholders were drawn from the public and private sectors of Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, DRC, Burundi, Zambia and Malawi. What next after the conclusion of Stake-on? Advocate Okanju explains.
That contributes now to preparation of the report, which report will be escalated to the high level of the Central Corridor, to the Executive Board and to the Ministerial meeting for decisions. And once the decision is made, now the institution in charge of implementation will proceed with its implementation.
Stake-on is one of the Central Corridor arms which represents the collective voice of stakeholders. Their issues are brought to the table and through dialogue, where challenges are identified and actionable solutions are crafted. Cayenne Faith, Dennis Sugoa for UBC.
Going forward, all government projects will be guided by the NPIM policy and the Development Committee guidelines to ensure they are completed on time, within the budget, and to the right quality standards. I want to create jobs as many as possible because Uganda, we are a prolific in terms of when we need to produce children. People are refusing to pay taxes. Why? Where do I go? You want me to mortgage your country? Those who are working, pay your taxes.
Ahead of the Martyrs' Day celebration, we have an update from Namugongo from our reporter Faith Kayen.
Whether it is for a lifestyle or a blessing, Namugongo is alive with purpose. And for many entrepreneurs here, it is not just a pilgrimage, it is a lifeline.
Siwa abajulizi lwokaluno naye kiro kifo kyange kyakwegayirira sina kindi ntine business eno yonna mu kwegayirira kwange wenajijja.
We have the soda business, we have the water business and the energy business.
Tunda mandazi, sumbusa, mfumbe mmere, toke bobeze.
Tunda ma t-shirts gaba father gakola shirts. Ntunda bamama Maria abatabe nakulo sorry abaguloto tunda
this could be like our 5th time being here as a company. This happens once in a year and we are a family here, we are part of this.
Bigirinze okuva e Kampala nasimbula Krasa King mu misa sawa emwe okumacha nenzija nga nazokula magu kwange ngende okuleeta ebintu nga maze okuyingira essala.
Now, before we sign out, we'd like to leave a piece of advice to those preparing to celebrate or observe Martyrs' Day celebrations on June 3rd. We remind you to take all necessary precautions to ensure your safety and well-being. Remember, everyone you encounter, whether pilgrims or others, may be on different missions. So stay alert, respectful, and mindful of your surroundings. My name is Maureen Babidia. From me and the team, we wish you a good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Of music, laughter, and adventure surrounded by the beauty of nature, featuring Africa's top artists. Dance and live fully in the biggest celebration of Africa's diverse heritage deep in nature's embrace. Welcome to Milege. Explore and celebrate live music, dance, cinema, food, folklore, and stories. Milege World Music Festival 2025, 6th to 8th June at Botanical Gardens, Entebbe. To buy your ticket, dial *165 *20 hash. Choose Milege Festival 2025 and follow the prompts. Or call 0752 833 111. 911 or visit www.milege.org. Sponsored by Entebbe Municipal Council, Uganda Wildlife Education Center, Uganda Wildlife Authority, Civil Aviation Authority, Uganda Tourism Board, Rock Telecom, Ovidian Uganda, 106.5 Energy Radio, Protea Hotel Entebbe, and UBC.
Every year, hundreds of thousands of pilgrims throng Namugongo to honor the Uganda Matters. This year, the Matters Day theme for Catholics is, "O Lord, let me see again. I, your pilgrim of hope." This theme is derived from the Jubilee year declared by the late Pope Francis and is intended to encourage spiritual renewal and hope among the faithful. Lugazu Diocese is going to lead the animation at Namugongo Catholic Shrine, while the theme for the Anglican Church is imitating God's goodness by doing good. The theme will focus on the Church's role in proclaiming the gospel with boldness, inspired by the unwavering faith of the Uganda Matters. The Northern Uganda Regional Cluster, comprising of the Dioceses of Lango, West Nile, Madi West Nile, Kitgum and Nebi, is leading the preparations at the Anglican site. Join us on Tuesday, 3rd June 2025, as we relay to you the celebrations in real time on UBC and Star TV.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Kyaffe kubanga nze bukyambaawo gwe mulundi gwange ogusoose okubeera ku maaso go okujja so mu nkuŋŋaana mbadde ngendayo naye nga guno gwe gusoose. Tuli balunzi ba mbuzi, tulima emmwanyi, tulima kkooko, tulina enkoko, ssekkoko, enkofu, ebyo bye tulunda ssebo. Ekyokubiri ssebo, kaakati amaka gano gozeemu ffe tuli basomi kubanga twazaala abaana 17 naye emmwanyi ezo, enkoko, mata, biki biki twaweerera abaana baffe. Tulina diguri 13 ne masters 3 mu baana baffe, era ataasoma teyayagala, gwali mutawaana gwe. Tulinamu abasawo